Not least, we have Rabbi Susan Shankman, who is the first female senior rabbi at Washington Hebrew Congregation here in Washington, D.C., which is at its heart a progressive, inclusive, caring, and compassionate community. Rabbi Shankman was the first female president of the Washington Board of Rabbis as well. She currently serves on the board of Jewish Women International and on the board of the D.C. chapter of the American Jewish Committee. Rabbi Shankman.
It is an incredible honor to be here with all of you today, not only with all of my colleagues who have spoken, and certainly Ambassador Indyk, with whom I was just this morning, but a number of our other rabbinic colleagues are here. I'm going to start calling them out, and I'm going to miss someone, but Rabbi Jonathan Schnitzer, Rabbi Fred Reiner, Rabbi Amy Schwartzman, Rabbi Roz Gold, Rabbi Michael Namath. I'm sure there are others, because we are here to stand with each other, to stand as a community. And even though they've said all that has to be said, we're all rabbis, so I'm going to say my piece as well. And I think what's most important is that we all are maybe echoing each other, but we stand together. We stand as a community. Va'ata hine tza'akat b'nei Yisrael ba'a elai. Now the cry of the Israelites has reached me. We will read these words from the book of Exodus at Seder tables around the world next week. And we need to ensure that the cry of the Jewish people of our generation reaches the ears of those who can ensure freedom and democracy in Israel. We stand here today as partners, Americans and Israelis, to cry out for freedom, to cry out for democracy. Demokratia! 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 To raise our voices, for our voices are louder and stronger when we raise them together. We stand together as those who care about Israel's future and are committed to ensuring that democratic future. In cities around the United States and around the world, American Jews are standing with Israelis because we are committed to the future of a democratic Israel, and that future is so very threatened at this moment. I stand before you as well as an American rabbi who is very concerned about the relationship American Jews have with Israel. Once, that relationship was an automatic component of Jewish identity. Today, it is tenuous for many. As the actions of the current Israeli government become more and more extreme on issues regarding human rights, law and justice, women and minorities, freedom of religion, and more, they are pushing even more Jews away from Israel. The decisions that some Israeli leaders are making, seemingly in a vacuum, do not reflect the desires and aspirations of the Israeli people and the Jewish people. A democracy. Demokratia! Demokratia! Israel is supposed to be a light unto the nations, a guiding light for us as Jews. In this moment, the Israeli government is leaving Israelis, Palestinians, and world Jewry in the dark. And I'm worried that today's decisions are irreparably damaging the possibility of any future relationship with Israel for many American Jews. As Jews, we know, we have witnessed, we have seen, and see even now where hatred can lead. As Americans, we know, we have witnessed, we have seen, and see even now where hatred of another can lead. We have been through one civil war here in this country, and some suggest we are edging towards another. In 1858, Abraham Lincoln famously said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." That house fell, and we are still feeling the effects and recovering today. Our longest period of Jewish sovereignty lasted between 70 to 80 years. As we approach Israel's 75th birthday, we cannot afford to let our shared house fall. For we know that those fighting against Israel's right to exist will not give Israel time to rebuild. For decades, America and Israel have shared the same values, and now we share the same struggle as we fight for democracy, and we will support Israel by supporting those who are fighting for democracy in Israel. I fell in love with Israel as a child when I first visited in 1979, and I fell in love in Israel with my husband 27 years later. I loved all that Israel stood for then. All of the Jewish values of democracy with which I had been raised were built into the fabric of the Declaration of Independence, words you have heard today multiple times, words it seems that today's Israeli government may have forgotten. Those words which you now know by heart, and if you don't, they're over there on the side and you can sign your name to them as well. An Israel that ensures complete equality of social and political rights to all its inhabitants, irrespective of religion, race, or sex, that guarantees freedom of religion, conscience, language, education, and culture. While they may have forgotten, we here today clearly remember and share that commitment. Your American friends and community members and neighbors extend an open invitation to the Israelis present to step out of the kibbutz, to join us in our synagogues. We want you to come, to be with us, to stand together, to share your stories of what a truly democratic Israel should look like. Invite American Jews into the conversation and get to know us as partners who share the same values that brought us together for this rally. Each time, we will have more and more people here to join together, to fight, to stand up for democracy in Israel. Let us pray for democracy, for unity restored, for an Israel that is once more strong and whole and holy. As the late Rabbi Jonathan Sachs once wrote, "The world we build tomorrow is born in the prayers we say today." We have a line in our Reform Siddur Mishkan Tefillah that says, "Pray as if everything depends upon you." Pray as if everything depends upon God, and act as if everything depends on you. May the words and prayers we recite today inspire us to act, not just today, but to continue to act. May we work together to restore the Israel that was envisioned by its founders, based on freedom, justice, and peace, as envisaged by the prophets of Israel. In one word, a democracy. Democracia! Democracia!